For my hackathon submission, I decided to do a competitive story building application. And so the idea is that you create the beginning of a story. So you have a title description and then like 1 to 3 sentences of where you want it to begin. And then you have other users come into your story and they contribute to it. And so they contribute 1 to 3 sentences, up to you. Um, and once somebody contributes, it'll start a vote and a timer. So that timer is 1 to 5 minutes, and during that time, anyone can contribute and try and battle for that spot uh, to have their sentence or sentences um, applied to the story. And so during that time, you're going to be up, thumbs up. You're going to be upvoting and downvoting other people's contributions. And when the timer ends, the contribution that has the best rating, you know, has been rated up the most, then that one will be picked. And if it got rated really high, then their Elo score is going to go up. The Elo score is just how how good they seem to be to other peers on the platform. And if you submit a contribution and it doesn't get accepted, then your ELO score will go down. So the kind of the idea is that you are able to bring your ELO score up, and you can participate in stories that have ELO limits, um, or requirements rather. So you can create stories with really good quality storytellers. So we have a story right here that I just cooked up real quick. This is Jerry and the Tiger. So we'll start out with one sentence, and you can have up to 50 words per sentence. So we have words per sentence and maximum sentences per contribution. So we can set 1 to 3. We can do 10 to 100 words. And so kind of the idea is like if you can limit people's words, it's kind of like a haiku where you are constrained to a certain amount of syllables. And so I feel like it kind of enables more creativity so people can play around with that. And then we have the maximum story length. So once it reaches this amount of sentences or more, then the story will end. Um, and then we have the voting duration. So this is where everyone's going to be submitting their contributions, their sentences, and we're going to be voting. And so it can be 1 to 5 minutes. You can pick whichever one. We're going to just do one. Um, and so let's go ahead and create the story. Jerry and the Tiger. You see it's created here. So you can also click on active stories. So we have one viewing right now because we just created it. So you kind of like see what are the most popular stories right now, and you can like kind of jump on these stories because they're going to have the most collaboration. And then you can also look at like recently contributed for similar reasons. And then so let's go into Jerry the Tiger. And so we can contribute something here. Let's do he turned round and saw a great big tiger. So we can submit this, and that will start the vote. And so we have a countdown going. And I can't, I can't upvote or downvote my own, but this user can upvote this, and they can decide, hey, I want to contribute something as well. And they can also use AI. So you could generate something here. So he could say, yep, I want to do that one. And I would downvote this because it's like I'm more interested in making it about the tigers, so I'm not going to do that one. And then we will just wait for this timer to go down to 0. Once that happens, we should see that he turned around and saw a great big tiger. That should be appended to this um, sentence here. There it is. And the Elo score went up. So, and you can't see here, but his Elo score went down. So that's kind of the gist of the program. So I hope you enjoyed.